Chapter 1. Vacations were all about having fun, or running from something not so fun. Cooper needed this vacation to be about both. The fact that he was starting high school in a matter of days wasn't what gnawed at him. Not really. It was something way deeper. Buried. And he intended to keep it there. The more he packed his days with fun, the more effective his escape would be. And thanks to the Getaway, rather, thanks to Dad's uncle, who gave them the old cabin cruiser, that's exactly what he planned to do. He stood on the teak deck and looked out over Lake Geneva, or rather Geneva Lake as it was officially named. "Hey, Coop." It was his cousin Gordy's voice. Gordy bobbed in the two-man inflatable raft by the back of the boat, his white blonde hair blowing back from his forehead. He grinned and pointed at the bucket of dead fish propped between his knees. "We doing this or not?" Cooper eyeballed the target of their prank. The Malibu wakeboard boat, tied to a buoy about halfway between them and the beach. "Absolutely." Hiro gave him a questioning look, as if she wasn't sure this was a good idea. Predictable. Cooper smiled and hustled to the stern of the boat. He peeled off his t-shirt, swung over the transom rail, and dropped onto the attached swim platform below. The buoy his dad had rented was among a dozen others, anchoring pontoon, sail, and speedboats in a corner pocket of Lake Geneva, bordering Bigfoot Beach State Park. Like the heel of a giant sock, the lake shore curved in two directions away from where the boats were anchored. The south shoreline ran nearly straight west from this elbow of the lake, and in the other direction, the beach jutted north along Lakeshore Drive and the park. Eventually, this shoreline wound around Maytag Point and on toward town. The swim to either the beach or to the south shore looked to be about 100 yards, give or take 10 strokes. The Getaway was tied to the farthest buoy from either shore, which meant nothing but water between them and the horizon. The spot, and the lake, was absolutely perfect. "Lunk's gonna wish we'd waited for him," Gordy said, "but we'd be crazy to miss this chance." "You're both crazy to take this chance," Hiro said. Whether Hiro was worried that something would go wrong, or that her dream of being a cop someday conflicted with pulling a prank like this, Cooper couldn't be sure, and he wasn't about to ask. Cooper glanced at the Malibu wakeboard boat again. The extreme green fiberglass hull with yellow accents practically glowed in the setting sun. Only a navy blue sailboat sat buoyed between them and their target. Hiro rested her forearms on the rail above him. "Let's go for a walk on the beach instead. You guys can skip stones or something." She smiled and nodded. Gordy laughed. "Nice try." Hiro's black braid hung over one shoulder, as if it were pointing at them, accusing. "This is a bad idea, guys." She was probably right. The Malibu was empty, but not for long. If they were going to do this, now was the time. "We're on vacation, remember?" Hiro said. "No trouble. No worries, just fun." Cooper nodded. "That's exactly what we're doing, having fun." Hiro raised her eyebrows. "Is that what you call it?" Gordy grinned. "Your problem is that you don't know how to have fun." "I can think of a lot more enjoyable things to be doing than planting stinky fish in some innocent stranger's boat." She smiled and shook her head. "What is it with you guys?" She used the word enjoyable, like that was the goal all along, which only proved she didn't understand guys at all. This was about taking chances, risks, and living to laugh about it later. "It gets the adrenaline pumping," Cooper said. It wasn't much of an answer, but it was the best he could do. She wasn't going to get it anyway. "That's it? That's your explanation?" Hiro looked incredulous. 5 minutes ago, a guy built like Superman tied that boat to the buoy and rowed his trophy date to shore. "He doesn't look anything like the real Superman," Gordy said. Hiro tilted her head to one side. "The real Superman? And here I thought he was a fictional character." Gordy looked at her like she was weird. "You've never watched the old black and white TV show? It's like from back in the 50s or something." "You might find this hard to believe," Hiro said, "but I find better things to do than watch old TV shows or pull pranks." "You're right." Gordy didn't even look up. "That is hard to believe."